Welcome children to your English language class. We will continue with the chapter prepositions that we had started in our previous class. We have discussed about prepositions of time, place or position and prepositions of direction. Today we will continue with the rest of the part of the chapter. Using prepositions or objects of prepositions. Now, the use of prepositions depend on the object that is being used in the sentence. Just like transitive verbs, children, you have learned, take objects in order to complete the meaning of the sentences. Prepositions also must have objects. Words or phrases that come after a preposition are known as objects of preposition. Let's discuss some examples. Rani is waiting for you. Here, for is the preposition that you can see. Rani is waiting for whom? For you. So, you here is the object of the preposition for. Now, children, you know that when we ask question with what or whom to the verb, when we get the answer, that particular answer becomes the object of the sentence. So here Rani is waiting for whom, or for whom is Rani waiting? When we ask question to the verb here, we get the answer you, which is the object of the preposition for. Are you talking about this incident? What are you talking about? This incident. Here, this incident is the object of the preposition about. Are you talking about something? Isn't it? You have also learned this when we have done noun phrases and noun clauses. Asking question with what or whom gives us the object of the sentence. So, are you talking about something? Or what are you talking about? This incident. This becomes the object of the preposition about. There is an exercise on this in Wren and Martin. I urge you to practice the exercise from there, which will give you a variety of sentences with objects being used after prepositions. Now let's move on to the next slide. Without the object, children, remember the meaning of the preposition or the meaning of the entire sentence remains incomplete and it makes no sense at all. Hence, the object is a mandatory in order to complete the meaning of the sentence with the preposition. Now, prepositions need objects to complete their meaning. Prepositions that go with the phrasal verbs are considered to be part of the phrasal verb and therefore do not have the object. Prepositions which go with phrasal verbs may or may not take objects. We have also done phrasal verbs like look after, look down, look for, look into. These are all phrasal verbs. These phrasal verbs will have a preposition along with them and they are considered to be a part of the phrasal verb and therefore they do not have the object. They may not have objects used after them. Now, placement of preposition. Though prepositions are usually placed before noun or pronoun, sometimes they may be placed after the words they modify. In that case, the preposition always comes at the end. Now, it is not always that prepositions occur before the objects. There are certain conditions under which we find that the preposition is used at the end of the sentence. These three points given here under this heading placement of preposition will tell us in which conditions or under what situations exactly the preposition is used at the end of the sentence. Number 1. Prepositions are placed at the end of the sentence when the object of the preposition is the relative pronoun that. Now, what is a relative pronoun, children? A relative pronoun is the pronoun which is used for a noun in the sentence, which the noun usually stands as an antecedent to that pronoun, and it does the work of joining the two parts of the sentence. Now, look at this example here. Here is the building that I was telling you about. Here is the building. The building is the object here. That is the relative pronoun which has got the building as its antecedent. Here is the building that. You will see that and the building here refers to the same thing, the building. So that stands for the antecedent, the building. That I was telling you about. So about is used here at the end of the sentence. We cannot use about in the middle of the sentence. Building, which is the object, is in the middle. That is used after the antecedent, and therefore about, the preposition about, is used at the end. Next, number 2. When the object of the preposition is the relative pronoun that and it is not stated but understood. Example, she is the person I was talking of. Here you will see the object of the preposition is the relative pronoun which is understood, hence it is not used. She is the person I was talking about. Here, that, which is the object of the preposition, may not be mentioned in the sentence. It may not be used. Because even if you don't use the that, if it is omitted, the meaning of the sentence stands correct. She is the person I was talking of. So she is the person that I was talking of. The that may not be used, it may be omitted. In spite of not using it in the sentence, the meaning of the sentence is understood. So the preposition of here is understood, that it is used for the object that. Clear? Number 3. When the object of the preposition is an interrogative pronoun. Now what is an interrogative pronoun, children? An interrogative pronoun are those words of interrogation which point to a noun. WH words which are used as interrogative pronouns usually point to a noun in the sentence. So when the object of the preposition is an interrogative pronoun, if the object of the preposition is the interrogative pronoun itself, in these cases also we use the preposition at the end. Who are we waiting for? The who here definitely indicates or points to some person. The who therefore is an interrogative pronoun. Who are we waiting for? Therefore the preposition for is used or is used for indicating the object which is expressed by the interrogative pronoun who. Clear? What is Rakhi looking at? What? Definitely Rakhi is looking at something. This something is here not clearly given as an answer. It is being asked by the question word WH, that is the what question. So here what is Rakhi looking at? Rakhi is looking at something. The WH word here, the question word what, is used here to answer to that something. Therefore at is again used here as is used here for the object what, which is an interrogative pronoun. I hope it is clear to you, children. Moving to the next part, group prepositions. We have already come across many prepositions which are lone words or single words, not lone, single words in fact, like in, on, at, for, where, for, then because, of, behind, beside, beneath, among, after, before, up, down. These are all words which are used as single words as prepositions. See, there are some examples given here: on, in, about, above, outside, underneath, so on. These are all used singly, but there are also group of words which can function as prepositions. These are called group prepositions. Such prepositions are, some of the examples are given here, although these are not enough. There is an entire list of these prepositions that we often come across. As a result of, because of, by means of, by virtue of, by way of, due to, for, the sake of, in accordance with, in front of, in order to, in spite of, instead of, in the course of, make use of, next to, on behalf of, on top of, out of, owing to, with reference to, with regards to, and so on. Right? Now coming to collocation. What does collocation mean? Collocation, the word collocation means combination. Okay, combination of different types of words to form a grammatically acceptable sequence. Collocation means combination of different types of words to form grammatically acceptable sentences. Examples. Go into means enter, go on means continue. Now these collocations, children, verb plus prepositions, these are mostly used as phrasal verbs, right? We have already learnt that. Verbs plus preposition or verbs plus adverb, sometimes verb plus preposition plus adverb. These are used as phrasal verbs. Now these phrasal verbs or collocations or combination of words have certain meanings. So we are to use them according to their meanings in sentences. We cannot use any phrasal verb we like where it does not actually mean what it is actually supposed to. Let's read these in details. Notice that the combination of the verb go with two different prepositions changes the meaning of the words. It is this combination that is responsible for such a change. We say go to school but not go at school or go on school or go in school. This is the correct use of preposition of time, place, children. We don't say on a month, on a year. We say in a month, in a year. We never say in night. We say at night. These are appropriate prepositions which are used with certain words only. Okay. We say access to. We don't say access on. There are many such words, children. In fact, I would again urge you use the Wren and Martin book to understand these in details. These appropriate prepositions are used, certain prepositions are used only with certain words, and these are given in details in your Wren and Martin book. All that you have to do is to just go through them. There's nothing to understand there, honestly. Prepositions is all about, learning with practice. So you have to practice a great deal. Okay, let's move on to the next part. Read this list of prepositions that can be placed after particular verbs as their permissible companions. Ask about, hear about. We don't say ask on, hear on. Okay. Ask about, hear about has a certain meaning. Again, ask for has another meaning. Okay. Knock at, amaze at. We will not say knock in the door, knock at the door. I was amazed at what he said. Accuse of, he was accused of theft. Beg of, I begged of him for mercy. Agree on, comment on, I agreed on that point. I commented on his decision. Annoy with, charge with, he was annoyed with me. He is charged with theft. Apologize for, look for, prepare for, beg for. Arrive in, believe in. Admit to, correspond to. These are just a very few examples given here, I tell you, children. A vast detail, vast examples of these, or a vast exercise on this you'll find in Wren and Martin. So these are a few appropriate prepositions given here. Appropriate prepositions are to be used only with certain words and not with any word or every word, and even not with words that sound good. We often tend to use prepositions by how they sound to us. We usually feel, okay, this particular preposition goes well with this word, so this is the correct preposition. It is not so. We are mistaken when we do that. That is why we need to go through the appropriate prepositions. Okay, this green color box, children, which has got a few tips here. This is really important. One can agree with either an opinion or person, but agree on a matter or decision, while agree to a suggestion. See, agree with, agree on, agree to. We agree with some opinion, we agree with a person. We agree on a matter, we agree on a decision. Again, we agree to a suggestion. I agreed to the suggestion given by him. We won't say I agreed on the suggestion. I agreed on that matter. Clear? I agreed with his opinion. This is how agree with, agree on, agree to are used in various sentences. Next, you can be anxious about your studies, that is worried, but anxious for your examinations to end, which means eagerness. So anxious about, when I'm anxious about something, I mean to say that I'm worried about something. If I'm anxious for something, that will mean that I'm very eager for something, or I'm very anxious, very curious for something. That is when we use anxious for and anxious about. One can get in and out of a car or bus when it is immobile, whereas you get on or off a vehicle while on the move. Get into the car, get out of the car, get in the car when it is not moving. But when the vehicle is moving, get on, get off. Fine? You laugh about an incident while laugh at a person. We can laugh, do not laugh at the poor. That is laughing at a person. I laughed on the joke that is said. That is again laughed on the joke, not laughed at the joke. Again, laughed about. I laughed about what happened yesterday. Clear? This is how laughed about, laughed at, laughed on are used. You look at or focus your eye on an object, look after, take care of your parents when they are old, look for or search an answer in the book, and look up a word in the dictionary. These are all phrasal verbs, children, let me tell you. Look at, that is focus your eye at something. What are you looking at? That is you are aiming at something. Your sight is focused on something. Okay. Look after. You should look after your younger brother when your parents are not at home. That is to take care of your brother. Next is look for. What are you looking for? That means what are you searching for? Again, look up. When I don't know the meaning of a word, I look up the dictionary. I look up the dictionary in order to find its meaning. So that is again to search something in the dictionary. This is how, these are the various meanings of phrasal verbs. Next, you are pleased with someone and pleased about something. I am extremely pleased with your behavior. That is pleased with. But pleased about something. I am very pleased about the way she behaved. See, there is a difference. That is the manner in which she behaved, and I am very pleased with her. That is different. Pleased with someone, but pleased about something. Please keep these things in mind, children. These are very important, and prepositions, they may seem very easy, but I tell you they are not. You have to practice a lot of sentences in order to understand how to use these prepositions. Okay, I hope you have understood all these slides, children. Please practice the exercises that you have in your textbook. The more practice, the more you practice, the more perfect you will be in prepositions. Thank you very much, children. Have a nice day. Bye-bye. If you have any doubts about anything, please feel free to clarify your doubts in the next class when we meet. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.